Hello, I am Tasnuba Noreen. For my individual online presentation project, I would like to talk about American Civil War and Bangladeshi language movement. The American Civil War was a major conflict fought in the United States from 1861 to 1865, primarily over the issues of slavery and states' right. The Bangladesh language movement was a political and cultural movement in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, advocating for the recognition of the Bengali language as an official language of Pakistan. While these two events occurred in different times and places, they both represent significant struggles for language rights and civil liberties. The primary cause of American Civil War was the issue of slavery, with the southern states seceding from the Union to protect their rights to own slaves. Other contributing factors included economic differences between the North and the South and political disagreements over states' rights. Major events for Fort Sumter. The war began with the Confederate attack on Fort Sumter in April 1861. Then, in American Civil War, the Battle of Gettysburg, a turning point in the war. This battle took place in July 1863 and resulted in a Union victory. And then, Emancipation Proclamation in January 1863. President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation declaring all slaves in Confederate territory to be free. The impact of American Civil War. The American Civil War resulted in the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. It also led to significant social and political changes, including the end of Reconstruction and the beginning of Jim Crow era. Now let's talk about the Bangladeshi language movement. The Bangladeshi language movement was a political movement that took place in 1952 in the East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, to demand the recognition of Bengali as an official language. The movement was sparked by the government's decision to make Urdu the sole official language of the country, which was seen as a threat to the cultural identity of the Bengali speaking people. The language movement of Bangladesh began on February 21st, 1952, when a group of students and intellectuals gathered at the Dhaka University to protest the government's decisions. The protest quickly spread throughout the country, with demonstrations and rallies taking place in the major cities and towns. The government responded with force, arresting and imprisoning many of the leaders of the movement. The Bangladeshi language movement was a significant event in the history of Bangladesh, as it helped to galvanize the Bengali speaking people and paved the way for the country's independence from Pakistan in 1971. The movement also helped to raise awareness of the importance of language and cultural identity in the struggle for political and social justice. Now let's talk about the comparison of American Civil War and Bangladeshi language movement. In American Civil War, it causes because of dispute over slavery and states' rights between northern and southern states. And in Bangladesh language movement, it causes because of demand for recognition of Bengali as an official language in East Pakistan. And the duration of American Civil War was 12th April 1861 to 9th May of 1865, where Bangladesh language movement took place in 21st of February 1952. The casualties of American Civil War was approximately 620,000 soldiers killed and countless civilian casualties. In Bangladesh language movement, several protesters killed by police. The significance of American Civil War is preserve the Union, abolish slavery, and reshape the United States. On the other hand, the significance of Bangladesh language movement was led to the recognition of Bengali as an official language and played a crucial role in the information of Bangladesh. On, on the international impact, influenced global perception of democracy, human rights, and abolition of slavery. And on Bangladesh language movement inspired language movements in the other parts of the world. In conclusion, the Bangladesh language movement and the American Civil War were both significant events in their respective contexts. While the language movement fought for the recognition and preservation of the Bengali language, the American Civil War was a struggle for the abolition of slavery and the preservation of the Union. Both movements involved immense sacrifices and had far reaching impacts on the society. The Bangladesh language movement paved the way for the recognition of Bengali as their official language in Bangladesh and played a crucial role in the country's cultural and linguistic identity. The movement also inspired other language movements around the world and highlighted the importance of linguistic diversity. The American Civil War, on the other hand, resulted in the abolition of slavery and the reunification of the United States. It brought about significant social and political changes, including the end of the Confederate States of America, the strengthening of the federal government. Overall, these two movements serve as powerful reminders of the power of the language, culture, and human rights in shaping the course of the history.